Hi guys. So this is a really weird video to make, and it's one that I've been trying to make for probably the last 4 months or something like that. Obviously I've had a channel on here for a while that I call This Lift of Life, and I've changed the title of the channel now to Not As Advertised, and I will explain to you in a bit why. But I wanted to firstly apologise for those few of you who have been watching the channel and who obviously haven't had any updates for a very, very long time. This is going to be a very honest chat about what's been going on over the last 6 to 8 months and why I haven't been active and why I'm actually quite excited about coming back to this channel now and doing more content for you guys, because I will actually have more time to do more content for you guys as well, which will be awesome. So I'm not gonna edit this video too much because I think it's going to be one of those where I just need to sit down and chat with you guys openly, and it wouldn't be as real if I didn't just do it like this. So here we go. So I did touch up on the subject in previous videos that I have a chronic illness, and in fact I have several chronic illnesses, but I have one main chronic illness, which is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, or EDS, which is a connective tissue disorder, and it makes your body and joints and muscles and everything in your body that has connective tissue, including your organs and such, very, very lax. And so over the last 6-8 months I've had a lot more problems with that, because you have chronic pain as a regular thing, but you have a lot of other fun symptoms which we can cover in a different video at some point. But my symptoms increased quite significantly, and in March this year I did a scan abroad which showed that I have instability in my neck. That is also quite complicated, and I can also go into that in a different video, which if somebody is interested. But essentially this is the main reason why I haven't been very active, because my days have been consistent of barely managing to cope with work and everyday life and looking after the pets and looking after myself and trying to have a social life and all of these things. It's been really, really hard. And then my travels have been, not as frequent, and they've been very short because I've not been able to deal with much more. So that's the main thing, really. A lot of other things have happened that are good things since then, which I need to update you about as well. And one main thing is that I am no longer in London. I'm now in Portsmouth, which is amazing, and I'm literally just down by the waterside, so very, very close to the English Canal, and I have a massive green area next to me. Dogs love it, and cats too, and they've started going out in my garden, which is amazing. And we have, I say dogs because we've actually got a new addition to the family, which I will also introduce you to in a different video. Her name is Ella, and she is meant to be my service dog at some point, but right now she's just a very obnoxious teenage dog because she's 9 months, and she's absolutely hard work. So she's got a lot of energy. She's absolutely everything that Leo isn't, which I've had to learn how to redo everything pretty much since I got hurt, and it's been very, very interesting. I think those are the main two things. I've also started working with a lot of different people with my business, which has been exciting, and I've started trying to develop my business, so we are now actually a larger team and we're trying to expand it, which is really, really interesting. So this is the main reason why I haven't been here. I'm very, very sorry about that. But moving forward, we are going to be looking at traveling more, and I am going to be doing bits and pieces of exciting content for you. I want to show you the flat and how that looks when it's all done up and ready, because it's not quite done up and ready yet. And I'll introduce you to Ella, like I said. I will probably show you a little bit around Southsea and a bit about around London when I'm up there, because I am still up there quite a bit to work, and I'm sure it'll be really, really exciting. Sorry, I just saw something popping up on my screen there. But most importantly, I wanted to tell you obviously what I want this channel to be about now, because I have changed the name. I have changed it to Not As Advertised, and there's a reason for that. For me, over the last year or so, there's a lot of things that plays into this sentence of Not As Advertised for myself. One of the main things is I'm quite ill. And I'm not really ashamed of saying that I'm quite ill, and I'm not actually really that, sad that I'm quite ill either. I think, you given things in life in a various of ways, and you're given challenges that you have to overcome. And I'm not going to say that there's not days where I really want to punch my fist through the wall, because there are. But the main thing is that I'm actually quite okay. I'm quite content with where I'm at, even if it's hard. And one of the main things that I get a lot, and I know that a lot of other people who live with invisible chronic illnesses get, is that you get comments from people, socially speaking, that says you don't look sick. And I know that is meant in the most nicest way, but it's also sort of goes against everything that I do on a daily basis to keep myself in a semi functional way of being, and it's quite difficult to listen to. And over the last year or so, that's every time I've talked about my illness, that's mostly what I've gotten. Oh, but you don't look sick. And I think most of my chronic illness friends will probably relate to this, and they will probably go, well, that's fantastic, isn't it? Like, it's great that I don't look sick, but and now what? So for me, a lot of the stuff that I struggle with on a daily basis is I have quite bad memory loss, so my short-term memory is really, really bad, and I can be talking about something, and as soon as I have another thought in my head that I need to think about or write down, I start doing that. I've forgotten what I thought about in the first instance, and this could be a matter of less than a minute. So, but then my long-term memory is perfectly fine, and once I know that I need to do something, then I'm normally doing it. So work-wise, it's not that bad. It's just like in this very instance. So sitting like this and talking is fine because I know what I'm talking about, but I'm sure there will be a point where I'm just gonna sit there and stare at the camera and go, God, what's going on? So, point being, my everyday life, just in terms of that, is quite difficult. Then you add on chronic pain, you add on chronic migraines, you add on postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which is essentially blood pressure issues. You add on like issues with the spine and the neck and all these fun, amazing things. So obviously my everyday life is not as advertised. It's not what I look like. If you actually see me live and I start talking to you, I'm quite bubbly and I'm quite happy, and I like talking to people, and I like socializing because that gives me energy. So you won't necessarily see those other bits, and those are the sort of things that I want to talk about on this channel. I want to talk about what's not advertised as somebody who lives with a chronic illness that is invisible. But these kind of things, applies to all kinds of things in everyday life. Everybody has their own struggles, so it could be something to do with mental health, but it could just be family issues, it could be anything really. So I'd like to have a dialogue with you guys about these types of things, but I obviously also want to have happy videos and fun videos, so it'll be things like little travels or little trips in the UK or abroad, and it'll be little fun stuff with the animals and things I've done previously, like for instance last year I did 27 things I've learned in 27 years and all those little fun things. So that's what this channel is going to be mostly about. I'll probably discuss like exciting projects that I've got on when it comes to work, because I've got a lot of fun stuff and a lot of fun people I'm working with as well that you might find interesting. And that's about it, I think. So I know this video is probably going to get quite long if I continue on with this, so I do hope that you guys continue seeing me and pop in and have a little chat with me every now and then. Despite the fact that I've been away for such a long time, I do promise that I'm going to get back into this very, very soon now, and I will also give you in the next video, I'll probably give you like a rough upload schedule so that you have an idea of when videos are coming up and such. Thank you very much for listening, and I'd love to hear you guys' stories about invisible illnesses. If you have any interesting comments or thoughts on or experiences that you would like to share with me that you've experienced recently when it comes to people not really believing or understanding what invisible chronic illnesses are. So thank you very much again. Hope you guys have a lovely evening, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye for now.